Hey, boys and girls, guess what? I'm at Shattuck. So here's one last look of Social Studies Classroom. Hopefully you enjoy it. We all miss you. So does the building. Anyways, here's your next lesson on the Civil War. And here we go. According to PBS.org, one of the most famous conductors of the Underground Railroad was Harriet Tubman, as shown. She made 19 trips into the South to free the slaves. It is said she freed how many slaves? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 500? Yesterday's question answer was neither the Merrimack, this one, or the Monitor, this one for the North, was defeated in battle. The Merrimack was destroyed by the Confederates after it was going to be captured. So the Confederates destroyed it so the Union couldn't use it, the Union Army of the North. And the Monitor sank in a storm. You can see it rode so low into the water because of its weight. It sank in a storm, so neither one. In our last lesson, I taught you about the Compromise of 1850 and the Fugitive Slave Law and how both contributed to the Civil War in part, and how it set abolitionists on attack mode against slavery, and greater events would happen like John Brown's raid on Harper's Ferry, the Kansas-Nebraska Act, and Charles Sumner near-death beating with a cane by Aaron Brooks in Congress. Today, a short mini lesson on the advantages of the North and the advantages of the South in the Civil War. And once you're finished with that, just continue reading your Civil War novel and completing your packet. Remember, there's 3 parts: geography, push and pull factors, and comprehension questions. Let's get started. All right. I've got a bunch of pictures here to hopefully help put this into your brains. The advantages of the North are what we're going to start out. Overall, the North probably had the greatest advantage, as you can see from this chart right here. The North would be the blue, okay? The bigger the slice of the pie, the more advantage that they had. Wealth advantage, population advantage, steel production, major advantage, 92% to 8. Railroad mileage, 72% to 28. Value of exports, 68% for the North. Factories, 85% of all factory production. And then large farms is the only major advantage of the South. All right, Northern advantages, here they go. Number 1, more manufacturing. If you counted up all of these little factories, which are these black icons here, there's 21 factories in the North and only 11 in the South. So imagine you need weapons or clothes or shoes or anything like that to help win a war. The North had more goods to do it. They had more people to fight in battle. So the troops of the North outnumbered those of the South. They not only had greater troops and manufacturing centers, they had more resources, right? Coal, iron, all that stuff was very and rather plentiful up here in the Northeast. Miles of railroad, 22,000 miles versus 9.5 thousand miles. And we can see that right here, right? Look at what's left in the South. Literally nothing compared to the North. So if you needed goods and troops and weapons, cannons, muskets, whatever, to be moved, you could more easily do it in the North, outmaneuvering and outthinking and planning and materialing your troops versus the South. Now, the South had some really key advantages that helped them last really long in the war, which was about 5 years. So here we go. They had the better trained military leaders. West Point is down here in the South. I forget what state, but it's probably in Virginia is my guess. But anyways, some of the greatest military minds came from the South, and like Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Jackson, J.B. Stuart, and all that. Defending one's home in battle is giving you a greater motivation, right? The North really invaded the South, or attempted to do that, in order to crush the Southern Rebellion quickly. And if you're fighting for your home, you're willing to die for it and put extra effort in. So they depended on outlasting the North. They wanted to tire them out and hope that the North gave up, which didn't happen. And knowledge of the land. Think about being able to know all the hiding spots, where to keep things, and to surprise your opponents. The South had that advantage, okay? So North, they had more of pretty much everything except for land, right? And the South had better leaders. They had the motivation advantage because you're defending your home, and they had knowledge of the land, okay? All right, today, here's your page numbers: 79 for Behind Rebel Lines, 66 for Soldier's Heart, and Battle of Gettysburg, page 55. Continue working on your packet, boys and girls. I'm sure you're doing a great job. Fill out your geography page, marking up to 3 places. Push and pull factors, you need 2 of each, and answer those comprehension questions.